Bridget, a human resource manager at Syarikat Indral Sendirian Berhad. 2 days ago, Bridget had received the Chief Executive Officer memo ordering her to give a 30-minute presentation entitled Integrity at Syarikat Indral. Bridget still wondering what she should include and what she should omit in her report. When she first saw the memo, she had laughed and thinking about resignation. She said, "Should I resign this position? She has no idea why this presentation was needed, but after much thought, she had decided that she was not willing to be hypocritical. She was not lied to protect the CEO anymore. Soon after, she had written on a notepad a list of unethical and illegal practice that happened in Syarikat Indral. So, there were 4 unethical and illegal practices that happened in Syarikat Indral. The first one, false advertising. Secondly, overtime payments. Thirdly, telephone conversation that being recorded. And lastly, complaints from the company accountant. Our group were given 2 tasks to be completed. Question 1. What should Bridget tell the board of directors concerning integrity at Syarikat Indral? Question 2. How should Bridget go about cleaning up Syarikat Indral? So, let's start it!
Ethical organization, also known as business ethics, are the values, principles, and standards that guide the individual and group behavior of the people in an organization. Business ethics are set up to steer and manage activities and business situations to proactively avoid harmful behavior. They are often laid out in a code of conduct which establishes the moral and ethical requirements the employees and the organizations must follow. Refers to Brencat 2010, discover ethics in leadership and business is of top importance for most business executives and that it is equally represented in the literature for creating and promoting ethical behavior in organization.
In this context, ethical organizations strive to do what is right and fair for all benefits of all stakeholders such as employees, customers, shareholders, and the wider community. For example, making ethical decisions. Ethical organizations prioritize ethical consideration by weighing the potential impact and making choice consistent with the ethical value through consultation. By consultation, we can get input and perspective from relevant stakeholders, especially if the decision has a significant impact on them, including employees, customers, experts, and relevant communities.
I will answer the case question 1, which is, what should Bridget tell the board of directors concerning integrity at Syarikat Indral? First of all, evidence collection. Bridget, as the human resource manager in Syarikat Indral, should be revealed to the board of directors about the CEO of the company that clearly practices unethical behavior. The CEO has been exploiting his workers for his own benefits and profits who have broken the law. Before this, Bridget did not dare to report the CEO's unethical actions until she realized that everything could not be continued. According to this case, Bridget should gather all the evidence that show all the CEO's bad deeds. For example, a company has made a false advertisement about the salary offer that is not the same, as that given by the employer. This shows the occurrence of fraud and operations of workers. Therefore, Bridget needs to show and compare it in front of the board of directors. Not only that, Bridget also can gather evidence from the company's accountant about the latest financial statement and investigate the money where it's going out and coming in from. This will be work to avoid misappropriation of money, since the company accountant had been instructed to source a large loan for the company without the approval of the board of directors, because the CEO had threatened him with dismissal if he didn't do it.
After Bridget worked for so long at Syarikat Indrail, there have been many integrity violations. This is the time to reveal everything that happened. One of the cases to be revealed is about false advertising. The company acted to put a high salary on the ads, even though the actual salary for the job was low. Not only that, the next case is how the company denies workers' right by failing to pay overtime to executive. In the scope of the Work Act, employees are entitled to overtime pay because they are still under the minimum wage of 1,400 ringgit. In addition, there is also a case of violation of employee privacy by inserting recordings into the office phone, and this must be reported to the board of directors. By including the recorder, it has indirectly affected the employee's right to privacy because the CEO is likely to know every intimate detail on nonverbal signal. Finally, Bridget must talk about the case that accountant has complained to Bridget. She has been threatened with dismissal. The work he has to do is make a large loan for the company without the approval of the board of directors.
Next, reason to report. As a human resource manager at Syarikat Indrail, Bridget needs to report the unethical behavior of the company CEO to the board of directors to safeguard the well-being of the employees and uphold the organization's commitment to integrity. The CEO's unethical behavior has far-reaching implications affecting critical aspects of employees' well-being, such as wages, working conditions, and working hours. Bridget recognized that these issues are directly related to the rights and protections guaranteed under the Labor Act 1955. The Act established crucial safeguards for workers, including minimum wages, overtime pay, and insurance coverage. When unethical conduct occurs at the highest level of the organization, it has the potential to erode trust, create doubt, and tarnish the reputation of the company. Then, it can have detrimental consequences for the company's relationship with customers, the loyalty of employees, the trust of investors, and its standing in the eyes of the public. By diligently reporting the CEO's unethical behavior to the board of directors and other relevant authorities, Bridget is taking a critical step to mitigate the potential harm to Syarikat Indrail reputation. This action is in line with the principle of transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership. It also safeguards the well-being of employees and helps the company uphold its strong commitment to integrity and ethical conduct.
Next, we will get into the impact that will happen if Bridget does not report the truth to everyone. The first effect is to be able to spread false information to others. For example, suppose Bridget does not tell the truth. In this case, this can humiliate the individual involved if the information conveyed is not true and put a pressure on the recipient or the individual involved if the problem is difficult to find a solution. In addition, if Bridget does not tell the truth, this will hurt the community, leading to misunderstanding that ultimately lead to conflict between each other. Besides, if Bridget does not report, the name of company or employee is tarnished. if Bridget does not report the matter to the authorities. The matter will damage the good name of company, especially the name of the individual involved, because he's damaged the trust between employee and employees. If an employee is found or involved in an act that violate regulation or law, this will affect the trust of others, such as the public or regional investor. This company, which will result in losses to the company if money is involved. The third is that the company or brigade will be illegal action. The authority will take action against the company for having spread for information that can mislead other, and the company can face punishment under section 211 and 233 Akta Komunikasi and Multimedia 1998. Jika didapati bersalah, mereka
Bridget, as HR manager, should follow the law and regulation whether she like it or not. Law is very important to keep their company in a good condition. After collected all the evidence and expose all the crimes, she should make sure the company still follow the law. This is because whoever wrong remains wrong, and any action should be taken after that. Bridget also can ask the employer and the CEO why the unethical practice had been issued in their company. Furthermore, Bridget should tell the CEO how the labor law apply in their workplace environment. Other than that, Bridget should give them some time to study and understand this law. Next, she should open discussion before, during, or after any changes are made in the company. In conclusion, Bridget has a big role in the company to keep their company image and reputation.
False advertising in job advertisement refer to practice of employers or organization promoting job opportunity in a way that is misleading and can erode trust in the hiring process. For example, false advertising in Syarikat Intel, which is two job ads that state a high salary that is what is offered in the company. This has given inaccurate and wrong information in terms of law. As a human resource manager, Bridget must have integrity, honesty, and trust in carrying out duties. All false advertising should be reported directly to the job board so that they can investigate and take prompt and appropriate action. This is to fight for justice and uphold ethical standards in the workplace, such as ensuring the organization comply with labor law and regulation. By prioritizing fairness and good ethics during working hours, Bridget not only demonstrates her commitment to her role, but also demonstrate her dedication for fostering an ethical workplace environment. Moreover, human resource manager can facilitate collective bargaining between employees and employers. In such negotiations, clear and reasonable proposals related to workers' compensation, job protection, wage claim procedure, and dispute resolution can be formulated. This process helps resolve employees' concerns stemming from misleading job advertisement and fosters understanding among all parties involved. Bridget acknowledges the significance of providing a remedy to aggrieved workers who have been wronged due to breach of the employment contract. Every employment contract must adhere to provision of the Employment Act 1955, which ensure fair and timely wage payment. In this context, Syarikat Indra's violation of the employment contract by misrepresenting salary detail in job advertisement must be rectified. the employer should be liable for damage by ensuring that employees receive the salary promised in the job advertisement.
According to Employment Act 1955, the employer should be paid at a rate not less than 1.5 times of their hourly rate for overtime work on normal day. For work on a rest day should be not less than 2 times the hourly rate. On a public holiday, not less than 3 times the hourly rate. That means every employer had the right to have their overtime payment. Based on the issues that happen in the Sharikat in Rail, Bridget, as a human resources manager, should play her role wisely. First and foremost, they must understand all the labor law. Surely, if you didn't get the overtime payment, you can go to the labor board to complain the issue. But before doing that, Bridget, as HR manager, should advise them to discuss first, and it was called as collective bargaining. Collective bargaining was known as a process to negotiate all the contracts, included the benefits, payment, leave, and many more. Unfortunately, not every employers will be agreed on the request from their workers. So if the issue still not solved, they can go to do the arbitrations. Arbitration was also can be suggested by the HR department. Arbitration is a process to solve the disputes that happen in the company. In conclusion, overtime payment is a very serious issue. So, as a HR manager, she should play her role wisely by suggesting the way to solve the issue before it's getting worse.
Telephone conversation that being recorded will cause mutual trust between employees and employers to decrease. This is said because trust is very important in the field of work, and if it is taken lightly, then an organization will experience a fall and more problems will appear. Returning to the Sharikat in Rail, there has been a case where the CEO has ordered the technical department to insert a recording device into every office phone without the knowledge of the employees. The CEO did this because he suspects that several senior managers were thinking of leaving the organization and joining a competitor. In this case, Bridget, as a human resource at the Sharikat Lindrel, must make improvement to find a solution to solve this problem. Firstly, she must gather enough evidence before reporting this case to the board of directors. The collection of this evidence include discussing with the CEO why he needs to do that, while the discussion with the employees can be done to ensure that the trust between them is stronger and able to find a solution if there is any dissatisfaction. But Bridget, being a wonderful human resource professional, should also have additional strategies ready in case the first one doesn't work out. Undertaking a thorough inquiry is one of the alternative actions that can be taken. All evidence must be gathered before reporting to the superior so that, in the event that the matter goes to trial, our proof will be adequate to prevail. To complete the investigation and compile sufficient proof, we can use a third-party investigative company. These individuals are skilled in the legal field and have received training in conducting investigation, and information search. If we are unable to carry out the primary step, this can serve as a backup plan.
Lastly, complaints from the company accountant. Regarding the complaints from the company accountant about being forced by the CEO of the company to loan a huge amount of money and being threatened of dismissal if failed doing so, based on this case, Bridget should find evidence to prove this matter in front of the board of directors or ask for a financial statement from the company's accountant and show it. The importance of financial statement is to be able to identify company performance for avoiding risks from various angles and also be able to measure business development. Not only that, financial statements are also important to identify company risks to avoid debt issues and the risk of bankrupt. Last but not least, this also can avoid distortions because irregularities usually occur if there is no effective cash flow control. So, Bridget must hold a meeting with the board of directors to present all the latest statement of the company's financials to let board of directors know the current cash flow situations. In this meeting, Bridget can also show all the proof of monthly and annual invoice. Therefore, by showing all the company's invoices from time to time, it can avoid embezzlement in the company's financials.
Integrity-related awareness campaign can promote public's awareness for integrity as well as make conduct prevention effort. For example, by applying an attitude for harness in oneself by reporting or documenting every loan made to the director and always being alert to all information about company's financial such as operating and capital and source and funds and taxation. Therefore, the practice and understanding of integrity and age need to be implemented because high quality staff such as trust and responsibility are important asset to the career on an organization. The government pay serious attention to this problem for integrity and ethics in society by launching the National Integration Plan to develop the country in a balanced way. In conclusion, everyone needs to be responsible of the formation of their integrity, regardless for employee, employer, and society. Ethic and integrity practices in an organization need to be emphasized because everyone needs to have high moral and ethic practices need to be learned. In daily life, in this case, as a human resource manager, Brigade needs to report action without integrity to the authorities to prevent undesirable things from happening. In addition, as a company employee, you need to set a good explain for your employees by being as you please and always being honest in providing information. Therefore, effort to strengthen ethics and integrity in an organization requires commitment from all parties in the company, all by following the established rules.
That's all from us. Thank you.